Loneliness. That is what I'm going to talk about. How can you combat or overcome loneliness? Don't you find it strange that when you're born alone, unless you are a twin? Even if you're a twin, you're still born as a single entity, a single person, right? Even if you share the womb, you're not attached, you're a detached person. Unless you're born attached, you are single, right? A single person. So when you are a child, you have very few memories. You don't remember being alone. You feel happy, you feel euphoric, unless something painful happens, or you feel hunger, due to which you cry, but you don't feel lonely at all. That's because you have your parents, your grandparents, if you have siblings, your relatives all around you, gathered around you. If you are from a large family, if you happen to don't have any family, still until the age of 2 or 2.5, you do not realize that you're alone. As long as you're growing up, you don't realize you're alone. After you get some understanding of your situation, your surroundings, and if you don't have any person near you to give you the attention that you need, to give you the care that you need, then you start realizing that you are feeling lonely. Till then, you don't feel lonely at all. So if you're surrounded by happy people, you're surrounded by your family, your friends, you're surrounded by your relatives, to a certain extent, you can keep the loneliness at bay, as long as no good things are happening to you. If you're growing up in a very sad surrounding where there is few adults near you, you're in an orphanage or you're being abandoned, you grow however you can, you might feel more loneliness because there is less people around you to share the similarities with you, share your life with you. You don't have any siblings, you're an only child, you don't have anyone to share your feelings or to play with or to speak with or to just be with. So you end up feeling more lonely. But how can you overcome loneliness? You don't always feel lonely. Some people, they do say they feel lonely even in a large crowd. Not sure how it is possible, but that is how they feel. They feel lonely. They feel isolated. The extreme cases, they are unable to relate to people, relate to situations. They are unable to relate at all or form a connection with others, and they end up feeling very lonely. That is very sad. Maybe there is something wrong with them genetically, or with them, their mentality, or something else in their brain which is preventing them from having the connection. They are insecure, they don't feel the connection, they get lonely. Loneliness, the feeling of being lonely, of not having anyone with you, or just generally the feeling that I am alone, don't have anyone with me, leads to depression. Depression is the most terrible thing in this world. Everyone feels depression. You can be from the happiest family life, or you can be from the most awful background. Still, you will feel loneliness and you will have depression. It is how you overcome it which is the challenge. So how do you overcome it? How do you challenge yourself to overcome it? Most people start being retrospective, start thinking about things. When they're a child, they feel loneliness when other children refuse to play with them, other children make fun of them, or other children mock them. They feel sad and lonely because people are not willing to be friendly with them. So, how do you overcome that? A child can just change their attitude, the way they outlook. If another child is mocking them or making fun of them, they can either ignore it or make a stand and tell them that's not right. Why should they mock them? There should be a reason for being mocked. There should definitely be a reason. Maybe the children don't know better. Okay, you can always find a connection. Any connection. You should face things bravely. That is the main thing. Face the person who is attacking you. Face them and tell them it is wrong, and you will not stand for it. That is the first thing that you have to do with anyone who mocks you, who tells you you're not enough, who makes fun of your clothes, makes fun of your hairstyle, makes fun of whatever it is. Just ignore it or stand up for your rights. That's what I did. I have lived a lot of time. My parents moved a lot during my childhood. Almost like every 2 years. That gave me a rich background, It was difficult, it was hard. And when we kept moving every 2 years to a better job, for better things, they were looking for different things. So when you do that, you end up in a new environment, new school, new people, new things. People think differently there. And you have to keep changing yourself. It's very, very difficult. Very, very difficult when you're a child and you have been brought up in a certain way, and all of a sudden people expect things from you. People look at you differently. People judge you. People, mock you, or you have to make new friends. It's a challenge. But the thing I found, to make friends is quite easy. First, you observe them. Just be quiet. Just let them get to know you, or you get to know them. See who are the good people who might have some similarities to you. It may take 1 month's time, it may take 2 months' time, and then you start approaching people. Till that, you just maintain a good, pleasant look on your face, and you keep going every day. And then when you find the right people, then you start approaching them. Don't just try to become friends on day one. They may not accept you immediately. People do need to get familiarized with new people. So as a child, when you want to make friends, remember you're in a new place, so things are new for you. Like that, the other people who are already in the class have their own friends already, and they will not accept you immediately. You shouldn't be afraid of that. Just give it some time. Not too much time, maybe a month's time. If a month is too much, at least give it a week's time. And then you start approaching people and say hello. Who reciprocates is willing to be your friend, who has some kind of interest into being your friend. If they ignore you, ignore them. They are not worth it. They're just not worth it. If you say hello and they reciprocate, if you say let's go have lunch together, they say okay. Or if you say let's go to the library, read something, they say okay. That means that person is willing to be your friend, or at least willing to have a better relationship than what you have, which is no relationship. Now you have some kind of connection. That is how we form connections. It just starts with a simple hello. Then you start talking to them. Maybe ask them, hey, where do you live? What are your parents doing? My parents work here, I live here. Would you like to come home for to play or to study, do homework? Form a connection. Then you can start maybe spending more time with the person in school and out of school, and form your connections. It may be just one person or it may be many people, but forming connection always starts with you approaching and saying hello. It may not always be easy. You need a lot of courage to do that. Just a simple hello. You keep thinking, what if they judge me? What if they say I don't like you? What if they just ignore me? What if they humiliate me and saying you are telling me hello? Things like that. But don't worry. If anybody mocks you or just ignores you, then they are not worth making friends with. Just don't bother with them. Anyone who says a hello back is approachable, is willing to meet you halfway. That is your connection, first connection that you will make. You need to have a little bit of faith in yourself. No person is alone in this world. I'm telling you, no one is alone. We are all connected somehow. There is some connection, and if you believe in that, then you can work with it. If you don't believe in that, that's where you start feeling lonely. You need to believe in the connections. A connection is not something tangible, it is something intangible. As we go through life, we make connections, or we are given opportunities to make connections. You need to realize that we are all the same. Though our body is different, physically we are all different. Different genders, different colors, different features, short, tall, black, white, brown, yellow, pink, green, blue, whatever you want to be. Physically we may look different, but inside we are all the same. I'm not sure how many people believe that, but I can tell you, honest fact, we are all the same. Not in the sense, personality or thing. Talking spiritually. Who are you? What are you? You have a connection. How else, when you meet somebody for the first time, you feel all of a sudden that you've known that person all your life. You get that connection sometimes with people. How do you feel that? Why do you feel that? You've never met that person physically in this life, meeting them for the first time, but still you feel as if you've known them all your life. You get the connection. Why? How? How is it possible? Can you explain? I cannot explain. So that is the connection. It is not physically tangible. It is something spiritual, or something that you are not able to see or perceive, but you can sense with your senses. Humans, why do they say humans have 6 senses? Humans don't have just 5 senses, they have a 6th sense. Haven't you heard of that? 6th sense. Humans have more than 5 senses. No? They have the 6th sense. You can perceive things which may not be physically seen with your eyes. You can feel them internally. Something inside will tell you. Even if you don't believe in spirituality, you don't believe in God, you don't believe in all that, at times things happen to you which you are not able to explain. Not with your science, not with your physics, chemistry, not with anything that you know of right now. But it has happened to you. Can you honestly tell me that you've never had that kind of experience, not even once? If you tell me that, then you're lying. So once you get some kind of connection, you start feeling the connection. Unless you have some kind of hormonal imbalance, a psychological problem, or you have some, nerve inhibitors which prevents you from making connections, you will be able to make connections using a simple hello. That is as simple as that. Once you establish the introduction and it is accepted, people generally will accept the other person when you approach them and talk to them. Even if they are just superficial friends, you still end up forming some connection. Then you can build on it and build a good relationship, a friendly relationship, which will give you a more secure feeling of a connection, which will reduce your loneliness. Another thing which you can use is having activities that you like, painting, drawing, music, stamp collection, coin collection, whatever it is you're obsessed with. Even baseball card collection, cricket, watching cricket, playing sports, whatever it is you have. It may be even something as silly as having a beetle race or a cockfight or whatever it is that you like. Have that activity in mind and pursue it through your life. That is your hobby. That is something which will alleviate your loneliness. Don't be afraid to try new things. You've always eaten strawberry all your life. You've never had mint ice cream. Try mint ice cream at least once in your life. Why not? Who is preventing you from having mint ice cream? If you hate it, just try it once. No one to stop you. You have always been drinking coffee. You've never drunk tea. Go drink tea one day. Find out where tea came from. Go visit all the tea houses. Go and find out how to make green tea, how to make black tea, how to make mint tea. Study all the teas. Why not? Explore your world. That will prevent you from thinking about the negative things and being depressed. When you keep yourself occupied, you've lost your job, you don't have anything to do. Do something. Just go for a walk. Find out how many houses there are in your street. Find out how many trees are there. Find out how many leaves are there in the trees. Do something. You don't have anything else to go visit a library and take up some odd subject and start researching and maybe have a good career out of it. You don't have to be employed in an office to feel secure. You can make money out of anything. Do live streaming, do YouTube, you be a YouTuber, release videos on YouTube. Do whatever you want. You can make money. Making money is not difficult in life. You just need to have the knowledge. So don't be afraid of things. Don't be afraid of being alone. Be positive. Think of positive things and try to make connections in life. It's not only with people, you can always make connections with places as well. That will reduce your loneliness. So go for it. Don't be afraid. You can combat loneliness. And I will see you next time. Thank you. Goodbye.